There we go. Alright, now we gotta do that. Unmute the game because this game is so loud for some reason. Also gotta turn it down on my end. This wonderful chamber music is very fitting for the situation. Alright, we're on. Okay. Turn that down. That's loud. Make sure we got everything, because I don't want to mess up and not do it right. Cool. Alright, here we go. Alright everybody, it's your boy Hardcorn. We're back with some real fun stuff today for sure. We've got a good old Miss Asagi Igawa right there. She's going to be the one to teach us how we're going to beat the game. We're also going to go play the tower with her, all 75 floors. Thanks, Asuka. Thanks, Ingrid. Thanks, Asagi. But first, let's do some housekeeping things. We've got to make sure we got it all set up. Put some things in our crafting facility if we need be. This game is like super loud at some points. So I can turn it back up to 50. Because while we're at it, we'll do this. Get some things set up. Do I need anything else out of here? We'll probably just go make some presents since I have 12,000 now. It's 1,500, 2,500. Yeah, we're okay. Those will be ready tomorrow for me. I could take some, and it takes an ungodly high amount of resources just to like even get that stuff to go forward. Like I honestly can't believe it sometimes. My Yukikaze setup right there, she's doing okay, unfortunately. So now I've got to go take a look at what this is. I was practicing with Oboro the other day because I wanted to see what she had in store for the most part. Also because someone asked me a question, wanted to experiment with some weapons, so I went and did that. But let's give her some costumes. I think I have enough costumes to go around 3 times completely. So let's start off small and try to use probably one set of costumes each time. We'll use this to start off with. That'll be fine. Gotta turn that down. You're still too loud, honey. And now we have, ooh, there's a fishing pole. We got that. Well, let's start off strong. Let's put some blues in there with her. I don't really think there's a lot of materials in terms of strength for blue. How you doing there, Raptor? Welcome, welcome. We're just doing some setup and getting ready for the tower. Let's see. What is the first floor, anyways? Why is it going so slow? Machines, okay. Oh, you made a tweet about Pokemon over there. That's pretty cool. I don't think I've seen it yet. So it's, I'm sure it was a very nice tweet in general. Speed reduction. I don't think Asagi's gonna have too much trouble out here, but... Have reduced damage by from machines? Nope. Alright then. Ooh. Ranged attacks on snared enemies. I don't think I have anything like that. Because I guess on the first 25 floors we can just use something like that. And in terms of a weapon, we need something. Oh, well, we won't use her butterfly weapon yet. We'll use something else. Yeah, I think we'll use this. We'll use Senketsu. Shore up Senketsu's damage with that. Actually, no. Is there no... Alright, there we go. Kaho Shibuya was in a Jav Taimanin movie. Yeah, I think she played Rinko in the Yukikaze adaptation. I haven't seen that in years, and frankly, I just really don't want to. It was not very good. Igawa, Asagi, Kenzan. But let's get started. We've got a lot to go through today. Miss Asagi got herself the update as of late, and she's still, well, incredibly strong. There's no doubt about it. Like, you will never want, and I will never have to, like, worry about not doing enough damage in terms of, like, with her. She's just incredibly strong through and through. And thanks to the advent of her getting her butterfly weapon put into the game, that means Asagi is allowed to have, a speed booster in blue, which is, like, really important for her as a character, because she doesn't get Green's, speed boost or anything like that. She has to live with that sort of thing. We don't need Renjinka, we need Rakusenka. Oh, we can't use Shusenka, that's sad. Shusenka's like... No, Shusenka's much better for now. 3% particle charge on Kojinka is still really terrible. I don't know why they have that. Put on Senjinka and then go back to it. Oh, that's right. Every time we change, we gotta go back all the way over there. This time we're on floor 2 because I didn't make the correct setup. We're gonna make good progress. I imagine it'll probably be at least somewhat less deaths than Micah was last week. And since Asagi is a legacy character, she has like, she's like what, one of the first 3 girls released in the game itself. She's gonna have like all of these insanely strong and also a very high variety of weapons. And totally not a problem for this big fat ass lady over here. She's #1 for sure. Good job. Well, that's floor 2, now we're on to floor 3. Making good progress. Well, since I was away for a day and a good amount of time, how have you guys all been then? I imagine you guys have got some things that have happened lately. I mean, it's the weekend. I'm sure you guys got something going on. Sure got a lot going on to be here, that's for sure. But regardless, you're still here and we're hanging out, and that's what it counts. Well, it's nothing really much here on my end either. Well, obviously the other day, last few days, I had to go look for a new employment for sure. Getting that set up. And yesterday was something else that was personal reasons.
Igawa, Asagi, Kenzan.
But for the most part, I'm really glad that just this heat wave as of late, though, has moved over to, like, I think the West Coast or something, because it was really hot here for a time, at least where I live. So I'm like, I'm done with that. That can move away and go do something else. I'm not too much into that. This blistering heat, even up here in the north. I don't know, some of you may call it, I call it blistering heat, and yet you guys call it like, oh yeah, that's just a regular Saturday afternoon. Oh my goodness. I literally look away and then Asagi gets like totally shot to death on that one. But these improvements to Asagi, though, are very substantial. Well, at least substantial for the most part, from what I can see, because the increase, it doesn't give particle charge anymore on Shushinka, which is like really good, because particle charge itself is not like the best situation, because Asagi has like really high innate attack speed, so it doesn't really matter. But what does matter, though, is like when she's using that skill in blue, she does not have any sort of damage ups, so she has to live with the fact that she has very mitigated and limited damage because of it. So her getting like a speed boost somewhere or a damage up is like really important to her DPS in a color that is specifically meant for defense in general.
Igawa, Asagi, Kenzan.
I think this is like the 5th floor. Yeah, we'll change the costume after this. Asagi is like 100% not like Micah for sure. Because she, for one thing, they're ranged in melee. They're like totally different characters in the first place. And they behave differently too. And it just takes a level of understanding to make sure like you don't get absolutely shredded apart. And also it's an inevitability you're going to need invincibility. Hang on, Deus Gamer, well, I'll show you the build. I'll show everybody the build that we're using right now for Asagi very soon. Hello, Tempest. We meet again. Sadly, her skills don't deal very high base. Her skills don't deal very high base damage in general, except for like two notable exceptions, being Shushinka and her triple red. Those deal like extremely high base damage in general. Everything else is just made to give her buffs for her basic attack. It's like it's just straight up guerrilla mode with Asagi, and you just build around using her 5-hit combo all day, every day. Ugh. It's floor 5, so it's perfect. There we go. Relinquishes mouse control from me. Alright, what we're using right now is just general machine crusher stuff. Well, now we have to change to humans. We're going to change that. So we have to go do human damage. So of course we need Mito Haruka. We need someone else. Well, there's no direct human damage boosters, so I guess we'll just use, I'd say, we'll use Sue, and then we'll use, anyone else? Passive snares, debuffs, machine up, melee booster, there we go. That's what we're using right now for her, and we're gonna go fight humans. Oh, the tower's going pretty good so far there, Darth Neo. We've got, we just completed floor 5, so we're gonna give herself a costume change. We're gonna try and change up her costumes every 5 to 7 floors.
現役で入れるかしら。
of Miss Red Ranger Asagi. Put her in there. Right now I'm just talking about, you know, like what kind of buffs she had, what kind of, in terms of like substantial buffs, what did the update actually give her? Because it did change some stuff for sure. But it wasn't enough to be like a massive groundbreaking change like it was for Ingrid or Kiara or anything like that. Nah, it was nothing like that. Asagi just generally got very small tweaks that make her just a little bit nicer to play. And Asagi in general already was a nice character to use and a very high DPS machine. So it was just kind of redundant in the first place. I mean, that's how I felt about her update. I don't know how about you guys felt about that sort of thing. Oh yeah. Oh, they already started. Okay. Oh, Asagi will very easily reach like floor 60 with no problems, at least for the way I have her. She's gonna face some real heat though when it comes to like floor 60 and above, because that's when they start pulling out the real like annoying and bullshit enemies. Before then, it's just like pure experimentation. Every 25 floors, we're gonna switch up the build though, so we're right now we're just using blue. Because generally if I use blue in the beginning, it's going to be a very simple situation. I don't have to worry too much about not dealing enough damage, not having enough longevity, anything like that. And we're just using her SR stick over here because it's a very nice weapon in general. The ability to heal off of any skill damage is like incredible. Obviously with the enchantment system, this weapon got a little bit more busted on her. Well, it was never really like this exactly the strongest weapon, but it was useful enough for her to really get her going. I kind of miss that they used to be a little bit experimental with these sort of weapons. And we would have characters, oh wow. We'd have characters that, you know, would get weird SRs and stuff like that, like Sakura, Yukikaze, and Asagi, they would get those fine. But now we don't even get them anymore. You get pulled from like a general pool of like the Indra weapons. You always get a Momochi weapon, their signature weapon. You don't get any fun weapons like a Halloween one, the weird package, and always the package weapons are the same situation too. Because it's like each one of those package weapons always has the same effect, which is, well, the SR does at least. Like every SR package weapon does more damage to super armor, which is kind of sad. I would really like to see them use a different effect for that. Oops. Of course, Asagi still having her Kojinka, like, absolutely carrying her to this day. It's like, what, 900 something days since it was first introduced, since the game first started. and it's still like the strongest slow, the most important slow in the game too. It's literally what keeps Asagi relevant to this day. It's hard to think of a few other characters that get carried so hard by their crowd control abilities. Like there's Oboro, there's Murasaki. Well, Murasaki just has like everything put together all in one, and that's her strength. Her crowd control ability is just like the cherry on top. She could have been just healing and super armor, and that could have been it. No, but they give her one of the strongest slows and one of the best defense downs in the game. Like, why? There was no reason for them to do that. They just did it because it was cool. Magnetic sword. Oh yeah, let's use super weight blade, because I forgot about this weapon. No, we gotta cancel. Because I was thinking about earlier, if like Asagi has a weapon that it increases damage to her basic attack, which is actually pretty huge in the first place, since she already has one of the strongest base attacks in the game, and also one of the highest attack frequencies too. So it's like insane in terms of damage for her. I love it. I want to see just how much of a difference it makes. Especially when we get into like red and blue. No, red and green specifically. Because I mean, I'm already dealing like 128,000 damage on a just a regular crit for her. So it's like no problem at all. Want to equip that. Send that over here and then put it on back to the magnetic sword. Nice. Do we have enough for that? Can we enchant it? Yeah, we can. Let's give it a +5 just to make sure. Because +5 is like 20% better stats. It makes a little bit of a difference on our obviously our SR weapon. When we have an SR main like this, we gotta juice it up a little. Oh, it's 25%. Either way, it's still gonna make for a very strong situation. There's our first failure. Let's see if we don't get 5 in a row. Wow, looking not very good. Alright. Good, finally. That took 3 attempts, so we got it. Alright. Alright, Asagi, let's see what this magnetic sword can do on floor 10. I swear this thing scrolls slower. Like it scrolls slower on some characters, or it's like my controller having something happen to it. I'm not sure.
Igawa, Asagi, Kenzan.
How we're doing like barely more damage. So I wonder how this is going to fare on like other colors as well then. I remember for a long time I got stuck on this mission because it obviously was not strong enough. I remember when I passed this mission for the first time with like my super under geared Asagi, and I was like, yay, I did it. and I can continue to the other floors in general. And then when I actually got to the other floors, it was an absolute fucking travesty in terms of like trying to survive. And then I got walled by Chrismaton later on. Because Chrismaton, I think, is like level floor 15 or 20 or something like that. And he is an absolute stinker. Because they always have these, like, these floors right here, which are, like, generally very easy.
どうこっちもまだ現役で入れるかしら
Like, these floors are generally, like, not too bad in general. Because they have, like, easy enemies, or the boss isn't too hard to predict. It's everything up to, like, you know, then there's 35, then there's 45 to 50, where everything gets, like, balls out difficult for some reason. It's like, yeah, we'll just increase the difficulty tenfold right there at the very beginning. That's okay. We're fighting demons, so I want Furfur. I want Furfur, I want... Oh... I'm gonna take that off. I'll just leave that on there then. Cool. And we're on our way to the 25th floor, because at the 25th floor, that's when we switch to red.
Igawa Asagi, Kenzan.
But now we get Ninja Gaiden Asagi. Or for some of our more obscure fans, we have Mr. Strider. I mean, that's not too much of an obscure game, but hey, Strider... When people think ninjas, they don't think Strider first, they think of Ryu Hayabusa. Oh, you didn't even bother to try the tower. You don't think you have the best weapons and supports to do it. And you mostly have arena weapons. Well, you can get away with like just strictly 2 arena weapons in your main and sub slots. Like, that's fine. What really matters is eventually that you have some sort of invincibility later on. Because you can clear this whole place with like subpar equipment. It's only after, like, it's only 50 to 75 when it really starts getting, like, super punishing. Because, like, 1 to 50, you can just start messing around like this and have a lot of fun with it. Because from what I remember, I used, what is it? When I completed 75, I was using Asagi's arena weapon, and this, like, 2-5 Naraku I got. Because, I was trying to save up some items. I was trying to save up arena coins for when, a new character would come out. So I would have a weapon ready for them in case it didn't turn out that well. But what it really matters is, like, if you have some sort of invincibility somewhere, you're going to be okay. Because you can take that to every floor, and all you have to do is just turn it into a battle of attrition. Like, you don't need to make it any harder than it is. Like, I can obviously put, like, self-placed restrictions on myself. No, I could put, like, restrictions on myself in general, because I have all this stuff, I can experiment, and I have the skill base to do it. But I understand that there are a lot of people out there who cannot do such things. So I like to show off at least that you can, like, obviously I'm using stuff like... I know I have a few, I'm using a gacha supporter right now, but it's not, obviously, like, not the most optimal solution. And I'm using an SR weapon, and Asagi's got her arena weapon as a sub slot. But it's all like really simple stuff like anybody can use. Well, your best Taimanin right now is Asagi with arena weapons at level 5. Well, at least you got two 5/5s in your main and sub slots. Well, I would hope they're 5/5. Because those arena weapons are really solid gear in the first place.
Igawa, Asagi, Kenzan.
Because when doing your first clear going through the tower, it's not so much like, oh, can I clear it in under like 1 minute or 30 seconds? No. It's about how much are you willing to wait. Like, how good is your dodging ability? How patient are you willing to be in terms of that? Because like when you're doing your first clear, you don't have like, obviously you may not have the best items or the best setups for characters, so you have to do like, you know, more hackneyed setups and try to make sure things work out. Which is why I say have the invincibility, so you can actually get the clear with minimal frustration, because it's still going to be frustrating. And now we're on floor 15. Your sub weapon's at 3. 3 is fine. It's better than an SR weapon for sure. But the fact you need to be able to be willing to control yourself, you need to keep your cool. You have to keep your cool in the first place. That's probably one of the biggest tips I can give in the arena. Not the arena, well, yeah, the arena tower. Is because if you don't keep your cool at all, you're just going to get like extremely hurt and get a headache out of this. Because all of these enemies are like incredibly unfair. Like, you need something to like even the odds for sure. Because if you don't find a way to even the odds, you're just going to get like absolutely murdered and killed. I like that. I like it when the enemies are so big that they get caught under Asagi gets caught under them and she can't hurt them at all. That's a really cool thing, Gremory. Maybe you should make heavy enemies look like they're actually heavy instead of getting bopped up by Asagi and any other character that has a low profile hitbox. Alright, that's floor 15 done. Now we have Miss good old Asagi needs to change her clothes again. Ooh, what are we gonna give her? Ooh, let's give her... No, we'll save White Almighty for the very last floor. Kawazuzakura. A lot of consonants. Back to machines. I think actually the only weapon that I don't have for Asagi is her, the only weapon I don't have for Asagi is the, what's that thing called? Her Sakura weapon. Like the one that you get from the point shop. And that's it. Everything else I have like one copy at least for her. There we go. Electric Art. Get her. Oh, is there anyone else I want to take with me? Because there's one that's like really nice for this. I was so sure that there was. Oh, there we go. Let's just use Hiragi Fuyumi. 82,000 damage isn't going to be too bad. At least for a baseline. Because I think our base level crit is like 38,000. Not crit, but the base like non-critting damage was like 38,000, so that's like livable. Also, personally, it's no surprise to me that they haven't reran Asagi's swimsuit costume that she got last year, because I think Asagi's swimsuit costume from during summer 2021 was just the yeah, the 2021 summer costume was just only desire points. And I don't think desire point costumes ever get reran. Because we sure as hell, because Rinko mains that weren't playing at the time aren't able to get Rinko's demon costume that was at the very, very beginning of the game. I'm talking like right at her release. And I think you had to roll for that costume too, so it cost a lot. Thankfully, most characters don't have that sort of Thankfully, most characters, when they get a costume now, it goes directly into the desire shop. Well, let's see. Any thoughts on RPGX Global? Well, for one, I am glad that they are actually getting the the side of Taimanin people do want out there in English. I wonder if it would be the same kind of translation that it was for like the Nutaku stuff when they did Taba. Because it's like some of the most annoying and cringy shit there for the Taba translations. It's really fucking... I don't like it. But I wonder how this company will treat Taba going forward. Not Taba, but RPGX going forward. It's going to be a pretty cool idea. I'm glad that Lilith is finally putting one of their big games, like they're putting like RPGX out there, obviously their hot seller out there into the English market. So they're amping themselves up for a dual-ended front of safe for work content and also the not so safe version as well, with all the gross shit you can imagine. But it's like, I don't know if I want to play it or not, because I have tried RPGX before, like a long time ago. I don't know if I can use my DMM account for that. It's probably not going to happen. You probably need to start like your progress fresh, just like with English AT. But it's an interesting situation for sure. Because I don't exactly necessarily mind that. But I do hear a lot of talk about with people, with will RPGX make AT hemorrhage players because of it giving the goods people actually do want? And honestly, I don't think it'll have the, there will be a level of effect, obviously, where there will be players going from AT to RPGX because it's what they wanted in general. But I don't think it will hurt it too bad. Mostly because of... It won't hurt it too bad, mostly because it's, they're two different... These two games play entirely differently. Like both of those games, like RPGX and AT play on two different planets. One is player-controlled characters, and the other is just like, I want to call it Princess. I want to call it like a game like Princess Connect. It'll be like that, but it's a little bit more involved. And people have been playing on like the Japanese server for like an extended period of time. I don't know if they want to actually just flat out restart like that, just because it's in English. Because when you've spent so much time and some in cases money in RPGX, it's like really, really rough to go back and start from zero again, unless you're really that far gone and totally obsessed with the situation. Summertime, almighty. Baby, won't you be mine? Here, use the color.
どう？こっちもまだ現役で入れるかしら。
This is humans. Yes, for RPG based gameplay, it's almost like it's in the name, RPGX. Damn, they really know how to get us on that one there, huh, Grammary? I guess this, yeah, you get Asagi to come on screen right there, and she says, "Wow, I guess this really was an RPGX, huh, girls? Yeah, this really we really are an action Taimanin." I don't think they would ever try me to do something that stupid, but it would be really funny to see that. I got ranged. Damn, there ain't shit. There ain't shit in here. If they put Sue, Emily, and Nagi in RPGX, that would be a very good, interesting situation for sure. Because I would be very impressed if those characters made it into RPGX, because obviously AT was designed to be an offshoot from the original RPGX, but then they scrapped that idea and made AT its own continuity. So I don't know if they're going to have a different dimensional sort of thing and introduce them into AT somehow. I would be legitimately impressed if they did. I don't get a lot of use out of that, but you're my only one that's like 5'5".
Igawa, Asagi, Kenzan.
For RPGX JP, it'll be 2 or 3 years more. Now what I wonder is, though, is it going to be like a, are they going to do the staggered release thing, much how they had like with, like how Fate Grand Order has it, where you have to wait a year. Oh, hang on. There we go. Or you wait a year, and we'll be able to catch up to where JP was at that time 1 year ago. Like, obviously, around this time, oh, I'd say last year, JP Fate Go got Castoria, and now we're just now getting her. So, like, obviously, RPGX has a massive backlog of content and banners for people to look forward to. So maybe they will do something like that. It could work. It could work, but it's also kind of dumb in the first place. I just hope that, like, if they made any quality of life changes to something to RPGX, that they're immediately inside the base game. Because I'm very sure there is a whole bunch of overlap with people who enjoy AT and also RPGX. Well, it's going to be happening very soon. Maybe I will make content of that game, but I don't know. I much prefer the action-oriented gameplay of this. Oh, get off me, please! Hope they don't rush the content like 7 Mortal Sins Global. What did 7 Mortal Sins Global do in terms of rushing content for the English version? But you do hope that Jugao hopes that Global will be the same just like it is with AT, but knowing Japan, they would probably have them separate. I would 100% expect a like non-merged server. I would expect like a JP and obviously a English server. Because I don't really see if there's a reason for them to merge both servers. But hey, if I'm wrong, I would love to be wrong on that sort of situation. Because I would be impressed that they would actually have the idea to merge both the English and Japanese server at the same time. Because if they merge the Japanese and English server, that means day one we would be all the way up to the same as we would be completely the same as Japanese. But someone made a very good post about that the other day that I saw, is that we now have we have Taba, we have the Taba global server, we have Action Taimanin global server, and we have we're gonna get RPGX soon. So that means and yet we still do not have the original Taimanin Asagi 1, 2, and 3, the side story series, or Taimanin Yukikaze 1 and 2 put into English. So I'm very sure Lilith understands their audience and knows exactly what's going to happen in terms of where their money's going to go. They obviously understand that that people do pirate these titles, and that's how the whole English world knows about them alongside the movies. Probably more the movies than anything else. The visual novels help as well. But this also goes to show you just how much of like the visual novel market has changed in general. Like visual novels aren't profitable, are just not that much profitable anymore. You gotta put like an entire visual novel's worth of content inside a gacha game to recoup the finances back. And it will actually end up being more profitable later on than actually making an entire VN. It would not surprise me at all if like, oh, you had to like, Lilith would be the type of company crazy enough to put like a gacha element inside an actual whole ass VN for making it like a pay pig segment or whatever. Alright, floor 25, the last blue floor. Keeping them separate is, but in general, just separation from the servers is most likely what's going to happen. I wouldn't be surprised there. Now let's just hope there's enough in an English player base to do it. Let's just hope there's enough of an English player base that actually wants to play RPGX and make it a profitable situation. Because obviously the in Japanese there is the people who play RPGX are like enormous. There are like a ton of people who play it. It's one of the highest grossing games on the DMM store. So it's like that game makes money hand over fist. 100%. He goes, he's gonna heal. I'm gonna squeeze! Oh my god! As long as it doesn't pull a Harry Potter Hogwarts mystery kind of gotcha manipulation. Oh man, I haven't heard that name in a very long time. Wow, Ventus, that is a flashback if I ever saw one. Holy shit. That game was like horrendous. I think I actually put that in my stamina systems video, at least as using it as a background in the thumbnail, because it's like that game sucks. It really does. Hi, Corn. Okay, yeah, I'm Corn. Hi, Blabberpuss. I just realized that right there. It's like, hi, Corn. Yeah, hi, me. I'm so smart. It's like, yeah, hi, me. How you doing? You know what? I honestly kind of miss Sonata Homura having the 20% damage taken from all enemies debuff that you got to balance out the 30% buff you get. That actually made it a very nice situation for it to have, because you had to balance out 30% damage to all enemies with 20% more damage taken. Then it went to 10%, so it's like negligible. It's like, it's such a sad state of affairs. Oh, I hate it. Here we'll put Spica in the back. And then an SR. Put Homer on the front. But with how big anime's gotten in the West, the RPGX could do decently well. In fact, it probably will do pretty decently well. The safe for work aspect allows Action Taimanin to be advertised in the Google Play Store and most non-adult content sites. So it's actually pretty perfect for its situation to bring in new crowds to that sort of thing. And then when you get old enough, you can actually go play it on the adult version. Or maybe they will actually bring over both versions of RPGX, where it's just, there's RPG and there's RPGX. Everybody knows RPGX for the porno aspect, but there's also the just regular game. Like, you can just play Taimanin RPG. And maybe you can toggle them both. There are 1.9 million players over there for RPGX. That's pretty insane when you think about it. It's obviously not 1.9 million concurrent, but it's like a peak of 1.9. Most games would even dream of having something like that. It does suck, because the new Slytherin girl that they had in the game there, Ventus, that was a good girl. It's like, she was great. I have not bothered to touch that game, and I'm like, nope. In a long time. I knew some girls, though, that were into that sort of stuff, like, because they liked Harry Potter, and they would just drop dollars on that sort of thing. I'm like, you guys got to get your head out of your ass, because that's like, this is a terrible idea. Speed booster. Satsujinka! Increase speed by 20 whole %. Well, since it's going to be Joren, though, only RPGX. Wow, they're actually not going to bring over the safe for work version of RPGX. That's kind of dumb there, Grammary. That's kind of a really bad decision on your part. But how many characters will they add? I am not sure there, Raptor. And Ventus, though, I do not even remember what I just said not even 5 minutes ago. I don't even remember what was supposed to be a terrible idea. But it's been 5 floors. Let's change some clothes. We got Reincarnation. One of Asagi's best costumes. You get it from fighting vampires and beating up people.
Igawa, Asagi, Kenzan.
Isn't Joren another Korean company though? Ooh, that's right. I forgot to change my stuff for that. Oh, look at that. I'm getting my own clippers, guys. Look at that. I'm going to be like a professional VTuber. It's like, oh no. That's right. We'll be making myself a corn VTuber. I don't think Gremory has a part in this in that whole RPGX situation at all. The other guys who make, obviously, you know, they make Action Taimanin, they're probably going to stay making Action Taimanin unless there's like a collaboration event going on somewhere. Because now that we'll have like two of Lilith's biggest franchises in English, this is actually probably a really good time for collaboration then. I could wholeheartedly see that happening now. What do you think about our resident elf girl Anrose winning that playable character poll? That's a lot of consonants that they just did. I like Anrose. I like it a lot. I think Anrose deserved that she, you know, Anrose is very beloved in both Eastern and Western hemispheres. So it's, you know, good job on Anrose for winning, and mostly good job on Anrose for actually beating a character like Clone Yukikaze. That takes a shitload of resources and dedication from all of the fans. I am just glad we're not getting another Yukikaze. I'm just glad there's not going to be a Yukikaze in here for a long time. I don't want her in the game. Yeah, because, like, dude, Ventus, girls love Harry Potter. Especially, like, the nerdy type of gals, they love that sort of stuff. And they would drop like dollars, not dimes, on that game very easily because it's Harry Potter. It's like, oh my god, the girls are so cute though. Oh my goodness, they added in those hot Harry Potter guys. I'm like, wow, okay. It's like you gals make some pretty bad decisions on that sort of gacha gameplay. But I can't say much there because I've made some bad gacha decisions myself. But none is more. But at least the games I play some less predatory games. Yeah, saying something is less predatory is saying like, oh, saying something is less predatory than another game. Saying one gacha is less predatory than another is like saying a knife is less lethal than a chainsaw. Dude, that fucking Loppy Bun over here just blowing up in my face and doing 4,000 damage. Those renders are so high quality, they're blowing my mind. Kaboom! Kaboom! Yes, Raptor, RPGX is coming into English. So now everybody can enjoy all of those scenes everybody keeps memeing about and posting about. And most importantly, everybody now can enjoy Tanned Kiara and Asuka. That's going to be something special. Now I remember what I was going to do. I'm going to get this. Spica I don't need so much. I need Sora. Also, everybody, Kanazuki Sora, New limited supporter coming out. Get yourself a 1/5 copy of that. That's going to be an interesting one for sure. Silver Moon 18 Carats is a fan of the book and movie series.
Igawa Asagi, Kenzan.
The thing about Harry Potter is that, like, I had read the books, and I'd seen like the first 2 movies when I was a kid. Like, I think I have all books 1 through 6, and that's it. Like, I had honestly never thought to myself, like, I'm gonna go sit there and like get really invested in that sort of thing. I thought honestly Harry Potter would blow over after the movie got finished. That was fast. Quaxley is going to be water fighting and based on a soldier. Wow, another water fighting. Is that going to just be like the next meme typing for Pokemon? Is just like how fire fighting is a thing? It's like, oh my goodness. What an absolute shit show. God damn it. Yes, more Kiara and Asuka, please. I would love them both. But, bro, fuck 10 Kiara and Asuka? Yes, please. Yes, please. Fuck them both so hard. Mostly just Asuka. And Tan Sakura is her adult form. And also the one where they go to the beach, too. That one I forgot about. It's not even the principle of like water fighting. It's not even a water fighting starter situation. We have like what? We already have several water fighting types in the game. What a boring combination. Bring on more water ghost types. That's great. I understand with the motif with like Quaxley being an aqua soldier and all that sort of shit like that. Like he's supposed to be like a Navy person, but it's like, dude, fuck off. I want to see some different typings. The grass cat will be what? Grass and dark. Cool. Okay, Fire Ghost, I like that a lot. Fire Ghost kicks ass. Are there any details for when RPGX in English is coming out? I am not sure when they're going to release English RPGX, but I know it's sometime this year. I actually think it was supposed to be something like very soon from what I remember. Alright, Asagi, it's time to change your clothes. It's Christmas in July, everybody. It's a Red Hood holiday. So I guess you could probably just go search up like RPGX English on Twitter, and you could probably find the tweet that says it's for the Joran website. Get to see a Brunhild scene in English. That would be a very interesting one for sure. There's a lot of characters that I would like to see just, you know, like... God damn it, Homer. Every single fucking time I ever use your skill, I have to be inside the asshole of the enemy in order to make sure it works. Like, I've never met a supporter that is so fucking finicky as her. Like, she hits one enemy. Oh my god. Do 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 do. Who are some other characters I would like to see, though, in terms of, like, oh... Well, no, there's always the RPGX viewer. I could always just go look at the RPGX viewer, but I honestly can't remember some of the names of who those people are going to be.
Igawa, Asagi.
I think RPGX is actually, what is it? RPGX has actually introduced a lot of new characters in that same time, too. Who would have thought being able to, like, see the sex happen on the screen like that would be able to be such a big draw to an original character? I don't know, actually. I don't know if they've actually put in any sort of, like, original characters in RPGX. Prowl Wrath. There's only 2 water fighting types. It's like, come on. And a mythical Pokemon named Keldeo. Whoopee. If I count the future versions as original characters, it's like, I don't think they're really worthwhile to even be called an original character. No. Yeah, I think I would actually count them as originals, because I think, for the most part, from what I remember, the characters themselves are, like, so different from their original, like, counterparts. Like, Clone Asagi and Clone Yukikaze are, like, vehemently different from each other. From the originals. Or at least different enough that I could call them original characters. $2,400 damage, oh my goodness, bun. And some of the Kensen bosses, like Ambrose and Ishtar. Well, I'm glad they found a home over there, I guess. Because if you're ever gonna be wrong and proud. Don't ever back down. That's my mantra right there. Because obviously right there, Raptor has told me right as of late, there's only 2 water fighting types. It's like, okay, I'm wrong, but I'm so wrong I don't even care. Because if you have the personal confidence to just back it up and just keep perpetuating the fact that there's too many water fighting types, and if you keep confidently saying the lie, people will believe it. That's how leaks work. it's something impossibly stupid made up to be like, it's something impossibly stupid made out to be truth. And it's great. But there are way too many water fighting types and fire fighting types specifically. We need more water ghost. We need a water ghost revolution. I mean, fire ghost, really? We got probably a couple of those too. Like, why do we need to subject ourselves to like mediocrity? Why do we need to do such a thing in Pokemon? They keep fucking us over for the last like what, 9 or 10 years. Why do we keep letting it cap into this day? Like, come on, guys. You already fall from mediocrity one time, and they're an action Taimanin. Don't let it don't shit where you eat, right? Only rumors and ideas. Rumors and ideas specifically from people who are just like way too up their own ass about their own things. My goodness. And hello, Jeff. I went on a rant right there and I missed you. I'm just saying hi. And we're here, floor 35. Been waiting for this one. I haven't done this with Asagi in forever. Honestly, the whole like them being able to have more weapons is actually like a detriment because they keep including a whole bunch of legacy characters. They don't make a lot of like new characters inside because if they keep, obviously the legacy characters sell. You know, you can't have a Taimanin property game without Asagi, Sakura, Yukikaze, or Rinko. And they always have their concrete dead set weapons. They can't use anything else. It's very, very bad because of that sort of aspect. It's very painful for the series too because that means they can't change. When obviously they've been proven to show that when these girls are like generally masters of the other weaponry too. It's just that they choose to use like the sword or they choose to use a sword or something like that because it's more familiar to them to use. Murasaki is specifically stuck with axes, but I think she's actually like a hand-to-hand combat master as well. Similar situation to her brother. Oops. Okay, Lunar, I'm gonna really need you to elaborate on what kind of weapon would Naomi use. Because the gun turtle thing is pretty neat, but that just really feels like Emily 2. But this girl can actually use her legs instead of her wheelchair. Because legacy characters... But I'm legacy characters saying legacy characters are stuck in there. When they have an original character that people actually want, you know, it works because they can actually add in, you know, weapon styles and weapon setups that are different than what we have. Because let's see, we have Noah who uses the masks ability and then like just smacks you around with it. It's kind of stupid, but at least it's different than something else. Sue is an actual fist user, and like Mary. Mary is also another fist user that has not been playable yet. And then you have Emily with her auto-firing turret. That's different compared to other characters in the first place. What I wonder though is like, Anne Rose obviously is also is a legacy character, but she has two styles of weapons as well. She has these regular sword, and then she has her like super duper odachi that she uses. Because I mean that thing's pretty cool in the first place. Like when she transforms in like her super powered up demon form, she's able to use the fun odachi and just bring down the heat on them. Also, I would like to see more transformation ultimates again. Obviously, transformation ultimates are way slower compared to nukes, but it's like it adds more variety. It's a fun idea. Like you can do something with those 8 seconds of invincibility or something like that. I would honestly like to see them try it. But I guess we're just gonna get some legacy characters before we get original characters again. Aina or Ayame will be good weapon users because they have really fun ideas as well with their stuff. Because at least with Aina, we could have her be like the Terminator with her dual guns and her mechanical eye and cybernetic implants. It's like, that would be fun. That would be a fun character, Miss Aina. Everybody, let's get Aina in the game, please. I would love to see her have a chance to shine. Yeah, sure. Ooh, Kojinka, Moika.
今回の作戦はこれね。Igawa, Asagi, Kenzan.
The original AT character is also pure, and I'm glad. I'm glad you think that way, Mr. Deus Gamer. It's a good way to go with things regarding the way the series has went. Obviously, you know, like we actually have some characters that have not been totally turned into Swiss cheese by big green pickles. I would love gimmick characters as well. I would love really weird gimmick characters that you have to do stuff like transformations and setups for, but they have like massive one-shot kill potential because of it. And if you can actually get the setup going, like I want a high-risk, high-reward character. Like you can buff yourself, but also give yourself massive debuffs as well. Like I remember we were on the Ghost Radio podcast, and I think Kizuna Collection mentioned that like Anne Rose having the ability to have like min-maxing herself by like, oh, she could give herself massive debuff, massive defense up, but then she would be able to but the drawback to a massive defense up would be she would be slower. No, not slower. Don't put a slow debuff. It would be like massive defense up buff, but you get a massive attack down. Or you can have like a massive attack up, but you take increased damage from all sources. Like even a damage over time tick could do 4,000 damage easily on you as a character. Or if you get hit by a stray bullet, it would do like 6,000 damage. But your attack will be so high that like if you could possibly have insane one-shot potential. Ouch. Ooh, I hit my table. Ayame is the last remaining girl from Taimanin Kurana. Yes, let's get Ayame in there. She's a great character that should be totally in this game. We already have our sniper character baseline with Micah. Micah is like, you want to make a sniper character, there you go. Just speed up the particles on, just speed up the projectile for Micah's weapon, and then make her have a better dash. Oh yeah, Ayame would be a fantastic gimmick character, because she would be a sniper. So she would have a really cool, she would have probably something like, a really nice AoE potential with her skills. She could have really nice AoE potential, or like one single direct hit that could pierce through enemies. That would be pretty nuts in general, but she has like low defense. She has weird speed and a choppy basic attack. But when you do all the skill setup required, you can do it potentials of like 6 million damage easily. But it requires all that setup. And she would be deemed as like a bottom tier character, but if you have all the investment and actually spend the time learning her skills, she's one of the strongest characters in the game. I want more characters like that take vehemently more investment in terms of playstyle learning, just like you do with Noah, just like with Shizuru, just like with Noah, just like with Tokiko. Because when you learn them, you're like fucking unstoppable because they're like really strong. That's what I enjoy out of this game, is when they try something really experimental. Because I'm not going to forget Noah, I'm not going to forget Micah. But in terms of transformation though, probably the best character for transformation would be Snake Lady. 100%. She has her human form or snake form. You use your ultimate, she transforms into her snake mode, and she gets like a totally different moveset. It would be more or less like a devil trigger sort of situation. Gotta scroll back down. Well, obviously Micah is built around using artillery and heavy firepower. But I see the writing on the wall in terms of where they want to go with a character that has to sit still and has contingencies for escape on the level of someone like Micah. Because that's how you make a sniper character. Because the sniper characters need to have something that holds enemies still. Something to hold enemies still, something to slow enemies down, and something to get them out of this bad situation. Like how the sharpshooter in, what's it called again? Killing Floor has specifically freeze grenades. It's the only character that gets it. Because freeze grenades allow you to throw them at your feet, freezes all the enemies in the area, and allows you to get easy headshots off on them. It's like the perfect tool it's a perfect contingency tool. But yes, more high skill ceiling characters, Gremory. That would be fantastic. Because Micah sure does love lugging around her massive heavy ordnances attached to her. She's got a frontal missile battery and a back grenade launcher for sure. She's got it. She's got it all. She really knows how to bring the heat in terms of, you know, laying down some heavy firepower right on top of your head. You know, if you know what I'm saying, right? Hi, Ninja. Bro, this isn't the Dave Chappelle special. There ain't no high ninjas around here. Oops. 100% my fault right there. Perfect. Oh, I get it though, Jeff. Lilim is another great candidate for being a transformation-based character. I just really want more characters who can do the transformation because it's like, it's such a fun idea. Like, why would you never want to be transforming or something like that? Because like, Sue is like the great example of like when they try a transformation character because Sue's attack fundamentally changes. She also gains like more damage, higher speed and everything like that, and range. So it's like, it's great. It's like, I like that a lot. I wish they would do that more often because it's like, it's such a fun concept. I more or less want like, you know, devil trigger abilities. Like for people to for like characters to be able to activate like a specific, you know, powered up mode rather than just a nuke. Because you can have a lot of fun in terms of like, you know, oh, we want to have because this brings me back to Devil May Cry again because it's like the only example I can ever think of a transformation phase of a game that has like a transformation phase that's like so drastically changing. It's that important. Like in Devil May Cry 4, they have Dreadnought Dante mode, which is where Dante gains like a 30% speed reduction. He can't run. I don't think he can jump either, but he has like impenetrable defense. He cannot be knocked down at all or anything like that. It's just a really strong defensive option. You obviously don't use it that much because it's you have to get maximum. It's like maximum Royal Guard gauged in order to use it. So it's like, one, you need to be good at Royal Guard, and a lot of people aren't good at Royal Guarding. And two, you have to, it's like, I think it costs the same amount to, I think it costs the same sort of resources as like Devil Trigger. So you're just better off using Devil Trigger in the first place. I would just love for them to have more DT abilities in a game like this. Because there's obviously also that Hong Kong Devil May Cry phone game. But I don't think that plays exactly the same. And also using the confuse skill on those succubi. That's right. That the ability to inflict confuse on someone would be absolutely enormous. You get Lilim when she's in like her powered up mode, she can deal confusion on like, you know, she would shoot a projectile and be able to deal confusion with it on enemies that get hit. And it would if the enemies are in a group, it would cause them to attack each other. But yeah, that would be the confusion effect. Or they lose sight of where Lilim is at that time. Also, I just realized that too. When in all the devil triggers in each of those DMC games, they have Devil Trigger has always healed you. That would actually be like enormous because it would be you need to be good enough at like hitting the enemy or making a particle generation build so that you can have enough particles to use the skill and then activate your character's supposed DT mode, like you have DT Lilim, and she would be able to heal over time. That would be making up for the fact that like, oh, she probably would have like a weak healing skill or doesn't have a healing skill at all. That would be fantastic. I would love that. Because they have some real potential there, you know, with like the ability for a toggleable, not just like direct ultimate, but just like a massive DPS boost.
Igawa Asagi, Kenzan.
Because obviously we can show off our strength with, you know, various types of other characters, but the thing is, it's like, I see an ultimate, you know, all the time. I would just love to be able to activate DT on, like, someone like, oh yeah, that would be perfect for someone like Snake Lady, where she just transforms in, like, the Snake Lady mode into, like, Snake mode, and then she gets, like, a, you know, an enhanced move set or something like that. I'm like, that's nice. That would honestly be, like, a really fun idea. But we have to be a little realistic, I guess, because a Gremory, that sounds a little too complex for a good old Gremory right there. I'm sorry to say. But it's fun to dream. The DMC mobile game has some okay cutscenes. I mean, that's like, just how much cutscenes do you need in, like, a Devil May Cry game? I think those games have always been exclusively, like, combat oriented from, like, minute one. So it's a very interesting sort of situation to hear, like, yeah, it has okay cutscenes. I've yet to hear such a perspective. I may have to end up trying it for myself, but the thing is, it's like, I think it's like, what, Hong Kong or China only or something like that. So it's like, I would need to play it on an emulator, and I really don't like having to get up BlueStacks or Nox, because it's like, it crashes so much, and it's so slow. That's the problem I have with playing those sort of mobile games on BlueStacks.
Igawa Asagi, Kenzan.
Because that's a high intensity, high octane series that demands a great player input and precise timing. So I can only imagine what sort of changes they've actually made to have the game work on a phone. Because I know I can't exactly just slide my finger across, like, the two face buttons on my controller and have it activate like a gun and then jump at the same time as I can do in, like, Devil May Cry 5 or Devil May Cry 3 on a controller. It's just weird that a mobile game would focus on comedy in their cutscenes. Comedy in their cutscenes? It's like, I mean, I understand that. It's like, you know, Dante himself is like, he's a joke of a character. But the thing is, it's like, why exactly? We only had one big cutscene in AT that was, like, directly comedy focused. I'm like, I mean, that's fine. I guess they want to make it a bit more serious, but it's kind of hard to take seriously sometimes. This game is not as serious business as, like, the original VNs are. That's where the serious business is. Because from what I remember, that's like, you know, Dante himself has always been like a mostly serious guy, but he always has his funny quip he has to say, like he's in a fucking Marvel movie or something. And he does that sort of stuff. That's fine. That's what Dante does. But it's like, making a game specifically just all that, that's just Devil May Cry, the reboot from 2012. That's all that is. I should play that game one day. I should play that game on stream one day, because that's actually a very fun. That's a very fun game. I hope I can find the Dante the Exterminator of Demons Spanish Telenova mod, because that's what sells the game for me. Because I don't care about what they have to say in the game. I just care that I can make Dante look like an idiot. It's like the perfect catharsis for me as a person, because I don't like Dante. He's just not a very likable guy to me. There's a lot of comedy and also inadvertent comedy in the AT cutscenes. Cow, how could you? More like there's not enough comedy. There should be a Taimanin sitcom series where there's a laugh. We should have a Taimanin sitcom series where there's a laugh track, and they have like they're on a sound stage, and they're all doing all kinds of crazy shit on there. It's like we have Fuma coming over there into like the Gosha facility. He's like, "Okay, girls, I'm home," and then like the audience is whooping and hollering like, "Whoa, it's him! There he is! Oh my God, it's Fuma!" And then it's like, you know, we have Sakura and Yukikaze sitting there on the couch or whatever. He's like, it's like, "Oh, you're back? You're a little late there, Fuma." And it just does like all these sitcom trope shenanigans. I'm like, that's great. I'd love that. Am I talking about hating Dante or Dante? I don't like Dante in general. Like, I don't like, you know, Mr. Dante. Like, I don't even know what Dante's last name is. I think it's like his name is like Redgrave or something. But it's like, I don't like him. I don't like Dante at all. Mechanically, Dante is very interesting, but I don't like Dante as a character. I would love the action time and romantic comedy power hour, where we just have fun, where just essentially be like Friends, like that TV show, where you just have all the Taimanins doing like dumb shit all the time. Might not be your way. Feels like your life is stuck in second gear. It may not even be your day or month or even your year, but I'll be there for you. I'll be there for you too. I'll be there for you. I'll be there for you too. Redgrave was his fake last name. It's like, whatever. It's like, I still don't like him.
Igawa, Asagi,
Like, it's a testament to how much I dislike Dante, because what I do is, what I did was, like, I played DMC5 one time, and I completed the game, and I waited the necessary year and a half for when Virgil released. It was much more worthwhile to me to do such a thing. I'm losing a lot of damage because of this. I don't know why it's always so blasphemous to hate on, like, Dante. It's not even specifically like a hatred sort of thing. It's just like, I don't like him. He's just like not likable to me. He doesn't have like likable traits. Like, he's literally like beyond. He's like, there's a cool character, and then there's obviously someone who's like way too cool beyond like comprehension. I'm like, all right, guys, I got it. I got it the first time there, Capcom. I got it the first time in like 2004. But he doesn't do anything else besides that. I need a damage booster. I can't. It ain't happening. Where is she? There she is. Well, I mean, the concept of, you know, just hating on Dante is fine. But it's like, you try to say that shit like anywhere else, people just go like, what? How can you hate him? How can you hate Dante? It's like, it's pretty easy. I just don't like him. It's the same concept of like people who don't like Virgil. They don't like Virgil because he's just like, you know, he's got a one-track mind and he's like an asshole all the time. They're enraged. These girls are mad. These girls are hot, and Brian bought us a new yacht. He killed the previous owner. That missed? No, you're so crafty. I love Dante and his style-oriented gameplay. Like, honestly, if I could turn off the voices for Dante and just leave it alone, I just do that. Just turn off all the music and all the sound and just let me play the game by itself. Which is usually how I play Devil May Cry 3, because I don't much care for what he has to say in that game. Like, that's an understandable complaint about Virgil. Because it's his straightforwardness from 3 and his only 3 weapons that he gets is like, they obviously have to add something in there to jazz him up from in 4 and then further on in 5. I don't even know where can they even go in terms of stuff with 6. Like, what can they do? Give Virgil a 4th weapon? Like, what's that? Like, what are they gonna do with a 4th weapon? What's Virgil gonna do with a 4th weapon? What's Dante gonna do with a 9th weapon? We only have so much here, fellas. 46. Yeah, the girls heard that I don't like Dante, and they're gonna go defend their husbando. It's like, you can't say that. You can't say that about him. He's my special, precious little ragamuffin. You can't say such atrocities about our special little man. What do you guys think about that sort of thing? Is it's like, sacred cows of fandom properties or something like that? Because obviously, like every franchise has like their properties. Well, they obviously have their properties, but it's like characters that you can't talk about or make fun of in any sort of way possible. Like, you can't even joke about them because their fans are like so fucking such rabid, stupid individuals that just like get mad at the slightest thing. I honestly think they're children. Oh shit, did I dodge it? No, I killed him. Oh, that's why. It gets rid of their projectiles. That's right, guys. There's a little tech for you right there. If you manage to kill an enemy while their projectile is still in the air, when they die, their projectile goes away. Or it finishes playing their animation and that's it. Oh wait, I already did this level. We have to go to 47. Is it? I thought 45 was just this. No, 45 is where I changed the clothes. 46 is where I fought those two. 47.
Igawa, Asagi, Kenzan.
Dude, that Ogma is fucking dive bombing me right there. He's a scary individual. He lives life no chill. You know, when fandoms dogpile people on having the sort of wrong opinion about a character, it's like you need to calm down, and this is a perfect moment for that sort of thing. I know it sounds like absolutely stupid, but you unironically need to touch some fucking grass and get off the goddamn internet for probably about 20 minutes. Yeah, exactly, they're Jagu. When people say like Deku from Heroic Macadamia is straight or something like that, it's like, and then the people just totally rag on you for something like that. It's something like really stupid, or it's something like on that level of stupid. It's like, wow. I think I've discussed this before actually, but it's like when as a character like they don't have anything like, what is it called? When a person doesn't have like obviously a person like enjoys the characters, the fandom or whatever, but it's like after a certain point the ideas of that character itself and what they stand for originally in the show stop aligning with what the person believes inside their head about that character. Like, I guess that's probably a similar situation with people who like let's say Anne from Persona 5. Anne from the game itself is probably an entirely different version than what fans portray her as. Same with Ryuji from that game. Ryuji is like, you know, he's your cool bro. He's a straight guy, but the whole fandom situation, like he's a fucking massive homosexual, and he just like is there to like get pipe laid inside him all day. It's like, no, that's not it at all. That's like the Deku situation right there. He's like, it's absolute ridiculous stuff right there. It doesn't make any sense. Those Steven Universe fans are like absolutely wild, and though they are just, I've never seen such atrocities befalling mankind as when you go look at a Steven Universe thread.
Igawa, Asagi, Kenzan.
Bro, Garnet, she's literally me. Oh my god. That's a 100% Fujoshi moment right there with like Joker and Akichi. It's like, oh my god, yes! Oh, my two husbandos totally holding hands and doing fun things with me. Take me away from this horrible land. Take my heart. It's weird shit like that. Honest to God, I think like they are literal children who are saying that sort of shit. They have to be. Because only like children and mentally unstable people have like the time or warrant to care about that sort of stuff. They really don't. They really do. Good job there, Destiny. It's Oboro! Yohen Buto. Oh, Ingrid's speeding up. She activated her devil trigger. Here we go, baby. Trigger me, baby. Oh, yeah. Oh, God. No way, Snake Lady. Holy shit. I got stool softeners, I got stool hardeners, but I still won't know what to do. Exactly right there, Ventus. Exactly. Like 100% that's the same situation for me. Because Adventure Time, like, there's like, what, that's the first season of Adventure Time. It's just Finn and Jake doing weird shit in the land of Ooh. And then you have season 2, where it's like, it was like season 2 or season 3, where like he gets in the relationship with Flame Princess, and it's like the whole season and part of the next one. I'm like, holy shit, fucking stop. I hate this. I don't care about your stupid relationship drama because it's not written well, because Flame Princess is not written well enough for me to care about in that sense. I don't want to see their relationship flourish. Like, I remember, it was literally, I think, not even just last year that I actually got to see, like, the resolution for Flame Princess, and that's, like, season 8 or 9. That's years and years later down the road. I'm like, no. I hadn't even seen any of the show after, like, I stopped watching the show after that Flame Princess arc, and I'm like, I'm done. I just watched regular show after that, and that was a much more interesting series. I liked that a lot more. Oh fuck, this is like Yukikaze's floor. This floor sucks so much. Ichiban Nakai. God, Rinko, your fat ass just dropped on me from like a million miles away. I should honestly go out and give Adventure Time an honest rewatch all these years later, because I'm very sure things have changed between, you know, for the entire show, because it is formally ended. They can't do anything that's going to change the characters drastically. So it's like, you know what? Why not? Why not give it a chance? But there's always so many shows for like you to watch or read about or whatever. It's like, man, like I got a lot to do. And besides, I have other projects I want to do and also games I want to play as well. Oh look, I got the Satsujinka bug again, where there wasn't a targetable entity for Satsujinka to hit, so now the projectile just stands there. That's floor 49, almost one more. We have level 50 left. There was a good episode during the... Oh no, that's it.
Igawa, Asagi, Kenzan.
You know, honestly, when I didn't watch TV for like 3 years, and while Adventure Time was still going on, not Adventure Time, but a regular show was still going on at the same time, I honestly missed out on a lot in terms of like what happened in there. And honestly, a lot of it still isn't the same, but it's like I'd caught some of the episodes that I missed years later on, but then I watched the ending, and I was like, honestly, I don't know how to feel about it. It was a very odd situation. You want Symbionic Titan to come back though. It's like, does Netflix have the rights to Symbionic Titan? Do they actually? It's like, I wonder about that. Because if they do, it's like, hey, that's nice. But I mean, you know, are they gonna get Gendy Tartakovsky to come back? Are they gonna get the same people to do it? Because, you know, obviously you can make the same show, but will you be making the original show? Will you be making a real, actual, direct continuation of it? That's the real question when you do that. That's the real question when it comes down to it. Kenjo. Asagi, you gotta move your mouth. We use our words here today. And there you go, that's a level 50 without using any invincibility at all. With SR weapons, with all that sort of stuff, there you go. It's awesome. But now we have completed level 50, it's time to go on to green builds. Oh, what a joy. Netflix will just have their properties sit forever in purgatory, that's for sure. It's either the properties get sit in, they either let the property sit in purgatory like literally to the end of its days, or the property actually gets like, it gets more episodes than the original run of the series. Because that's what happened to one of my favorite shows. It's called, if you guys have ever seen the show Trailer Park Boys, they, Netflix picked up the series, and that's where it's been ever since. And quite honestly, it is not the same as the original run on the Showcase network. Like, man, it was rough stuff. Like, Netflix is like the ultimate double-edged sword. You'll make all the money in the world, but you will have absolutely nothing. So it's like, it's a monkey paw situation. How have they handled... I don't understand the handling of like part 6. I don't understand the handling of like part 6 in terms of the situation, because it's like, because personally I don't understand the problem of what's going on. If I understood it, maybe I could be annoyed or mad by it, but I don't see much of a chance of that happening. because I'm one of those guys where I read the books first. I did that, so I have no worries for myself about how knowing how it's going to end or get set up or anything like that. This is not a problem. But I understand how it could be a problem for other people who, were used to the setup of how it was previously, where the original running of the season would go once a week for however many weeks it took, 26, it would be like 11, 24, 42, or 50 weeks. Oh, jeez. Oh, that's right. They did do the thing where it was the batch release instead of a weekly release. And honestly, I don't mind the weekly release because it keeps weekly hype going. People get excited for JoJo Fridays. That's how it went for I think the last 6 years. That's how they've been doing it. So they decided to go into a batch system, and then it's like, no, now everybody watches the first 12 episodes in the first week, and then it's like, okay, it's over. That's how you destroy any hype for your show. I didn't mind it released weekly because I was excited to see what would happen next week. There's a reason why the formula for weekly release of a show has been the same way on television for the last 70 or 80 years. That's why the phrase "tune in next week" is so prominent and so powerful, because it's 100% true. If you tune in next week, you'll know what's happening, you can keep up with it, and it builds excitement. When you release it in a batch and you watch it all at once like that, it's not the same. I forgot to change these order. We need to put Hot Baby in the front. There we go, because that'll just amp up our damage in the first place, which is really important. 61, 60. No, we're not there yet. 650. 52. Scroll down. There we go. I bet releasing the episodes in a batch format obviously tested better than releasing in a weekly format, because it's like, no, the weekly format works, and it works for a reason. For one, it allows there's so many good reasons for the weekly format. It's like, but whatever. Netflix has always been up their own ass about everything that they do. And since they're the biggest company in that sort of stuff, with only a few sources of competition, all they have to do is just they don't have to. They can do anything that they want and get away with it because people accept it. Because that's how it always starts. Everybody, you start by accepting small atrocities until you start accepting, and you never notice the big one coming because it's already been there in the first place. That's what a binge culture has come to a head on that sort of thing. It's good timing and talk, everybody. We're talking about how Netflix works. Because, dude, right there, exactly. Weekly makes too much sense for Netflix. They have, Netflix has, 100%, control, and, that you can get the financial backing for whatever you want to do. And yet, why wouldn't they put it on our weekly release model? It's like, Obviously, they're not going to listen to, like, average Joe Swanson over here for me. It's like, just do that. It's not even like an Amazon Prime benefit where it's like, if you have Amazon Prime, you also get Amazon Prime shows at the same time. It's like, as Amazon Prime, I also get, you know, whatever the fuck else Amazon is selling, like their Amazon Prime food or the Prime Days or the free delivery and all that sort of stuff. Like that. That's a, you know, a good benefit. They can release a block. They can release a show in a block format or a weekly format. I think they actually release weekly format shows as well. So it's like, there you go. Mr. Jeff Bezos, I guess, like he hired the right people to make a streaming service work. Because that's what works. You need to have a reason for people to come back and actually subscribe. If you don't, then what's there to drive it with? Because honestly, like, you know, Netflix out there just like doing stupid stuff all the time. That's their motto. Let's do bad things to good people. But enough about Netflix. My God, we're just sounding like a ranty asshole over here. Let's get it back on track though, folks. It's, you know, we always have Taimanins that we always want to see get into the game or get into AT. We have a favorite one for everyone. Has a favorite one for sure. But what is your least desired Taimanin to get in the game? Like, if you got her, if this character got in the game, you would instantly drop this game immediately. Or not so much drop the game, but like you wouldn't drop the game, but your playtime would decrease to so much that you would end up stop playing after a certain point. Because like for me, that would be like if they released more Yukikazes than I would personally allow. Because like it's one of those small atrocities accepting things. It's like, you know, it's like Yukikaze. It's like, I don't like her. I don't want any more Yukikazes. I don't want characters like her. It would probably be even worse if a character like Yukikaze got into AT. Like, she was an original character. Like, Yukikaze was an original character. Well, no, they made a character just like Yukikaze. And she's an original character, but she got just as popular as Yukikaze and she appeared in everything. It's like, no. I wouldn't bother with you, and I probably wouldn't bother with the game for a while. Because once games find their cash cow that they can really go off of in terms of like they made something and it's cost effective, they're going to keep pushing that character and you'll never stop seeing them. Like right there, Ventus. 6 months after the game releases, it's like you would never stop seeing this character. And knowing Gremory, they will be busted as fuck too. Yeah, Raptor, I agree on the concept of the flat girls, but it's like, I can appreciate some flat chicks if they got something else inside them that backs it up. Because it's like, I like Sue, and I like Felicia. I like them a lot. I don't really mind that they don't have, you know, no chesticles to speak of. But it's the fact that it's like, you know... But it's like Yukikaze, it's like, I don't like her because she's got a horrendous personality and there's nothing that's redeemable about her.
Igawa, Asagi, Kenzan.
Yeah, at this rate, the action timing is just turning into Smash. It's like, oh boy, another sword user. Here it comes. Here comes the sword user being extremely broken and very useful for the next, like, 4 months. Darth Neo gets it right exactly there. A double sword user. It's like we already have a double dagger sword user. We already have that. It's like insanity. Pure insanity. There you go, Sour Kush High. Spam him. Spam him good. But guys, what would be some really cool weapon concepts they could add into the game? Because right there, Jugao, you got that right. It's like, obviously we have a sword, but I have yet to see a character use a shield in this game. Because, you know, we have our Hell Knight. Why can't we just have, you know, like an actual knight character that uses a sword and a shield? That would be really cool. Ooh, jeez. Kaoru, a chains user. Chains user would be pretty cool because, like, obviously she can, you know, like, bind people with that sort of stuff. Oh, there we go. Our ultimate's up. In fact, our ultimate has probably been up for a long time and I just never noticed it. The soda, oh, right there, just like absolutely melting everybody's computer because it's a fucking GIF, just playing right there. It's like, ah, my battery, it's falling to the floor. That's 55. Now let's change your clothes. Christmas in July Part 2. It's pretty cool. It's pretty, baby. It's cold outside. Mischievous Queen. Ooh, let's color this. Oh my god, she's like a big old pumpkin. Come on, let's get purple. Yes, we don't have a character that uses Gusarigama at all. I don't know why we don't have one in there because that's like one of the signature ninjutsu weapons. It's like, it's so easy too. It's like a sickle, a spiked ball. We don't exactly have a direct playable hammer character, but there's a hammer character in the game. I like this dark blue. I'm going to keep that. Like, it doesn't show up as a GIF on my end, but it's like, nice. Keep that. Cool. Cool, we're on... I forget what level it is.
Igawa, Asagi, Kenzan.
It doesn't show up. I'm very surprised that the emotes in general don't show up. Because I can obviously see it over... I can see it on my end. I need to check that actually. That's gonna bug me. I need to check that actually. Yeah, it shows up in there in the chat, but I guess it doesn't work on your end. I forget what I'm doing. Oh, that's right, we're fighting these guys. Oh, this is the human damage down levels, so it's like you have to be really careful and not get totally screwed. Because a girl with a mace would be pretty cool in general. I like that idea. I wonder if we could have characters that can inflict like a direct debuff on someone. And thank you, Darth Nia. That color set is pretty cool. But it's like have someone with like a mace that deals like innate bleeding damage, or like introduce a new status with this character called like, I don't know, broken bones or something. It would be just like weird enough to where it could be like a meta solution where it's like, oh no, you the broken bones ailment is obviously like you broke a bone, so you have to sit there and like nurse your wounds for a moment so you can actually get back up, and you're crippled and have like a defense down. Come on, Asagi. I need to activate Kojinko. No. Oh, she got in the air. I think she's invincible during that. Cool. Good job, Asagi. Add a buff girl with a pump action shotgun. I would rather we could have a strong character that uses a double barrel shotgun, but it has to obviously reload every single time it fires. But it has like Yukikaze level of AoE clearing power, but it has difficulty against hard content because all it is just AoE. But if you learn how to use it correctly, if you learn how to use that character correctly, they're like one of the strongest. They're a very strong solution to very difficult enemies because they have good crowd control. That's it. We need a riot. We need like a riot control Taimanin. That would be perfect. Because I'm sure there's like several like police member Taimanins or whatever that work in like crowd control situations. That would be a pretty interesting one because we'd have like a riot control Taimanin where they're like obviously like the absolute masters of crowd control. So they're like one of the best characters people could get in terms of like sustainability, holding enemies down, and just making hard content easier for newer players. Like she would be up there like a riot control Taimanin with great crowd control would be someone who is like perfect for new players. Like she would be recommended alongside getting like, oh, get Shiranui, get Murasaki, get them because they're so good at crowd control. Perfect. And we do Wolf Fox. We honest to God, we need a person that is a what is it? We need a person that is 100% specifically a mage. I'm talking like staff, pointy hat, book. We need that. Like I'm talking like you have to sit there and channel the entire spell, but she has armor during the channel and she has like a lot of like high base defense and insane defense gain. But she has like, she's really slow, has a really like meh dash, much like some other characters in the game. Like that would be absolutely perfect for like a mage character. But this mage character hits like a goddamn truck. Low damage, high crowd control Taimanins. That's what we need in our world. I don't know if the world is ready for such power as a Taimanin who can deal like who deals like Emily damage but has such such high level of control. It looks like you're playing Devil May Cry because the enemies just sit there and become punching bags.
Igawa, Asagi, Kenzan.
Well, more or less, I would just like to see them add in more things for like, but yes, we need more weapon types. We need more machines in general. We just need like a lot more, we just need a greater variety of characters in general. I don't know how they can like mess that up in terms of like variety of a character. Because it's like, this is Taimanin. There's like, what, 200 characters in here? And yet they've never found a use for some of these girls? Like, really? There's plenty of use for like machines. I guess you have to think about it like not so much as a fan perspective, but you also have to look at it as a business too. It's like, okay, we're going to put it, okay, Ann Rose won, she's profitable, that's good. It's like, okay, there we go, we'll put Ann Rose in, that sounds like a good idea. Rin, that'll work for me. Someone mentioned a long time ago that they're, a really cool thing to add in for action Taimanin in itself would be a survival mode. Like a 100% dedicated survival mode. Like honestly, I would think that would be fantastic because I would love to see like how long you could survive sort of situation in these sort of games. The enemies get increasingly harder and harder, and that would be perfect. Or better yet, maybe not even a survival mode. You could just even have like tower, but you have like a seasonal tower, you know? Like they randomize like the enemies and the debuffs you can get. It would be similar to the situation like Neo, like that game Neo. It has a tower system and it's called the Abyss, and it has like really strong enemies. Like it has really strong enemies, a high floor count, and you can like go repeat that sort of stuff. And it has specific debuffs for like every floor or every group of floors, which would be like absolutely perfect. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see something come of that.
Igawa, Asagi, Kenzan.
It would be a good way to gauge a character's current power level, at least in regards to like where you are as a player, at least. Not only like where are you in terms of like as a player, like in terms of skill against enemies, or like where are you like in terms of where you need to get some better gear. Because the tower being replayable, that is like that is a fine example of gear checks in this game. There isn't really anything to gear check in general. It's like, it's absolutely insane. There's only a really like gear checks in here because it's like from what's it called? From 50 to 75, they have a 10-minute timer on all these missions. So it requires you to like play your best and actually have good gear to complete within the 10-minute time limit. 10 minutes is very generous, but when you start fighting the bosses and have to keep yourself away and just like bait them out for waiting for invincibility or waiting for your big damage cascade, it's like and waiting for a big damage cascade or something, you eat up a lot of time that way. Go, go! Hi, Sakura. Hoo, ha, hoo, hoo. Oh, you actually got a weapon out of the exchange facility system? I'm impressed. Because I don't get shit out of that thing. No, I can't say I don't get shit out of them because I actually got a weapon for Kiara, and I also got a Sakuragi Saruga out of it. So that's 2 out of like the 20 or 30 attempts that I've used it. That's what, a 1 in 15 chance? That's pretty bad in general. Alright, let's get a drink because floor 59's done. Now we're getting ready for floor 60, where the game stops being, or the game stops fucking around and just tells you, you better have good gear. Mm. Gotta get my sip on, because we gotta get ready for this. Well, I'm glad you're having a good time using Asagi, and I'm glad I hope this is a good showcase of me using her at like the highest content in the game and trying to use her with like, you know, things people can get somewhat easily, because everybody can get a Kaoru from the very beginning of the game. Saruga, though, sadly, she's a gacha supporter, but Laura, though, she was a free SR. She was a free supporter. You could have gotten her, and she's really good on characters like Asagi. Delicious. Bro, the game absolutely knows that I love Shizuru because when I got Shizuru on release, I got a 4/5 of her like ice whip weapon, and I'm like, okay, that's it. I don't have to save up all those. I can save my 100,000 arena coins for another character. Well, no, I can save my other like 25,000 arena coins for instead of getting like another 5/5 arena weapon. I got one of my favorite weapons for her, so it works for me. Now I gotta deal with floor 60. Let's see how many deaths we get out of this.
Igawa, Asagi, Kenzan.
Jeez, they're darting you. Your mom lets you have a 5/5 Kaoru? My mom only lets me have a 3/5. I've been playing since day goddamn one. Were you using a demonite for those or a nano machine? Yeah, be honest there, Darth Neo. Nah, it's like even at 3-5, Kaoru is just like an absolute fucking powerhouse. There's like such a good supporter. Alright, here we go. Good, Sakura's done for. Let's see if we can keep this train going. Oh, that was absolutely beautiful. Oh my god. Wow, I can't believe that worked. Did you see that? I just went up against, you know, I'm going to go face directly up against Rinko and use that attack. And I managed to actually out-heal her damage, which was off the goddamn planet. I can't even believe it. Can we take it all the way to 75? Absolutely not. That is not going to work on 75. Time for a change of clothes, honey. Alright, now we don't have to focus so hard. Because I needed to focus on that, because they could just as easily evaporate me if I look away. But now it's bunny girl time. But yes, Rin and her event as of late, where she gets introduced, you know, where you have to face her as a boss, she's very difficult. Like, I see a lot of players struggling very hard against the hard level 5, just like the hard level 5 mission when you go farming. Like, you know, it's a farming mission. It's like, it's already hard enough, but it's like, no, then like, Rin means absolute business when she gets when you fight her. It does not feel good. It does not feel good facing her. So you have to learn how to like really exploit this game's you have to learn how to exploit the game's systems for sure. Do you guys, oh yeah, speaking of like gacha luck stuff, do you guys have any other characters where you have like you may not have the character or not like them too much, but you get insane gacha luck for them? Because I know I have that specifically with Yukikaze and Yukikaze, Shiranui, Asagi, and Shizuru. I still get weapons for all of them. Shiranui specifically because Like Shiranui is like absolutely insane on mine because I managed to actually I was lucky enough to actually get both of her gacha weapons, like Cactus, no, it's Kakaitis, and what is it? Kakaitis and her, and it's not Shikabane. That's Felicia's. It's the one that does the thing where you have the Momochi weapons. Because I have those. I have both of those 5/5, just from like using tickets and like pulling from the gacha, hoping for other characters' weapons. Quite honestly, the whole reason that I got Shiranui in the first place is because I got like all those weapons for her. And quite honestly, I was sold afterwards. Like Shiranui is like so good. And like I have absolutely zero Murasaki weapons. Like the only way I've ever been able to actually get weapons for her is like through a specific draw, or like I got it through like a ticket or something. Have me rune flower. Man, I wish I had 3 Murasaki UR weapons, but all I've gotten is like the welfare ones for her, and I think as of late, like in the time that I got Murasaki to now, I think I've gotten 2 UR weapons out of her from the gacha, but I have like 20 copies of her SR weapons. Because I'm like, because every time it happens, I'm like, okay, well, I'll live with that. The strength is there. See, Darth Neo, at least you have like I almost said Kurenai. At least you have Murasaki's best weapon, because Haoya is like amazing for her. It's like it's like one of the few gacha weapons that are like really worthwhile on her. Something like whenever you get like weird specific luck out of the game, it makes me feel like the game is like somewhat seated on certain characters, like on your account, like on like you have your account and it's seated weird. Because I was thinking, you know, like, oh man, I have all these Shiranui ones, I have all these Yukikaze ones. I'm like, but I have absolutely zero luck on characters like Kurenai, and I have zero luck on Kurenai, Rin, Felicia, Tokiko, all kinds of other characters. Like, I don't get anything for these guys. All I get from them is just like grief. That's all I get. Ideo. Like, if you ever wanted to see just how busted the healing weapons are, this is like the perfect example for it. Because, like, wow. You can just totally man fight everything when you have like when you have a powered up character behind you, because it's like insane. Like I 100% just went up against Sakura and won. Just like totally beating the hell out of her. It's insane. Coronetta Supremacy. I see. I have a 2.5 copy of that as well, but it's like
Igawa, Asagi, Kenzan.
I never saw another copy of Coronetta Supremacy. Like, I got my first copy and then I have my second copy. Between those two copies, it's like it's been over a year. But no, I have every single Yukikaze weapon at 5.5. Well, the ones that come from the gacha or specific pull system. Because it's like, man, this game really loves giving me characters I don't like. Like, if I ever wanted to actually just gear out and kit up my Yukikaze, yeah, it'll work. I have the materials for sure. I will never go hungry. Except I don't even want to bother with her. Do you guys have a favorite weapon that you've gotten for a character? Like, you get a weapon for like one character and it's just like, wow, this is like a total game changer for me, and it's just like it's sold you on the character completely. Because I'm sure we've all had that sort of thing right there. It's like, oh, you know, it's like, oh, I got a weapon for a character, and it's like, that's okay. But it's like, no, I got this weapon, then I got some like level of insight behind me. I'm like, whoa, this makes a ton of sense. This is amazing. Sure as hell don't get what we want sometimes. That is the truth. Because, like, my god, because I would love to have me some Tokiko weapons. I really would. I would really prefer to have some Tokiko weapons that I don't have to spend the arena coins on. Because sometimes I want to spend them on other characters. Ugh. Here's Yukikaze. Get back to me. Oh, yeah. Way back to me.
Igawa, Asagi, Kenzan.
Wow, Wolf St. Fox, that's impressive. You're like one of the only other people I've ever met to ever use Yomotsu Akusa, because that is a really, really strong weapon in general. That is a really strong weapon everybody sleeps on, because it's not Naruku, it's not her butterfly weapon, and it's not an arena weapon, because like nobody ever gets it. However, when you were starting off as a young player, yeah, you get several of those, because like when you started playing the game, it's like, wow, that's like day one, that's all they had in the gacha. So you picked up one of those Yatagarasu weapons. It's like they're great. I remember I made a thing about that in my weapons video. I think I called them like echoes or something. I would probably have to put it up there with like my favorite weapon in the game being Shosu as well, because using Shosu is like really satisfying. Like just the ability to use Wind Slice 2 times in a row, it actually makes Rinko feel really fast. Like much faster than she already is. Oh no, she paralyzed me. Here it comes. She missed completely. I can't believe it. Oh, there you go. That's a favorite weapon, like mechanically. What's your guys' most favorite looking weapon? Because like obviously, you know, everybody uses like a shosu or a blue lightsaber or what have you. What's the best looking weapon skin for your characters? Because probably my favorite weapon skin to use whenever I have to use Yukikaze is is her Magnum revolver skin, because that's really cool. It's either that or the Yamotsu Okusa for Asagi, her rebellious weapon. Rebellious weapon, all that stuff. There's the there's a lot of really fun skins in this game. Like, what else is there? Oh, there's Great Sword Orin. There's that one. There's the demon weapon you can use with the witch outfit. Like, there's a lot of really cool skins. So which one is your guys' favorite? Well, thanks for joining by, Chanel. I do not speak Spanish. Perfect. Well, let's see. My favorite costume for like any character, it's hard to pick like a #1 favorite. Noah's Crystal Heart is probably one of the best looking weapons in the game. It's the only ever skin that I ever use for Noah whenever I play her. Because Crystal Heart is just like, it's so great. It's a really good looking weapon. Oh shit. Oh. Yes, the more simpler and cleaner designs toward the what's that shit called? The weapons, the weapon skins. It's like, that's what I like. That's why I always get like magnetic sword or Asagi's default weapon, because it's like it's the classic look, and it's also like the cleanest look she has, which is actually really important when they have these really insane costumes. No, Ventus, I was talking like a weapon skin, like you get when you get unlock Magnum revolvers for Yukikaze, you can use that as a skin for any weapon. Like a weapon skin, like that. That's what I meant. Turn around every now and then, I get a little bit hungry. But yes, we can also go for costumes as well. Danger approaches. Oh, she went into phase 2. Damn it. What was that? What hit me? Leftover hitboxes from something? Because, like, I think my favorite skin would probably be, like, it mostly probably would be, like, the Yukata series for most of the characters. Is, more specifically, it's, Autumn Night. Like Autumn Night. It's Ingrid's, Yukata costume. White Almighty for Asagi. And, Queen's Playmate for Astaroth. Those are probably like my favorite costumes in the game. At least at this moment. Of course, they're always subject to change if something like really cool comes out. That's 65. It's time to change your clothes again. And yes, the bunny suit for the characters is always very nice. And I gotta agree there, Darth Neo. Ingrid's corporate warrior skin, and also the skins for the weapons are like really cool. And honestly, one of my favorites. If it wasn't so much summertime right now, I would be using corporate warrior. That's gonna be corporate warrior is probably gonna be sitting there on like my home screen as her design for like the next during Halloween, because that's like Ingrid's perfect Halloween outfit. And we get Maid Asagi. Using magic is cool and all, but using an actual like fighting demons and like other disgusting beings with just bullets is really great. There you go, Wolf St. Fox, another man of culture right there. Asuka's secret weapon A1 OR costume is like, it's the one where she dresses up as a Victoria's Secret angel robot, it's a very cool look. And quite honestly, it's one of like the busiest looking costumes in the entire game, next to like Murasaki's Cosmos outfit. Because wow. There's a lot going on inside that costume, and I don't know. I barely have an idea how to process it all. But I won't deny though, it's probably one of the best looking ones. They gave her like ballerina hooves or shoes or whatever, but it's like, you know what? I can dig it because it's also one of the few skins that gives a character a haircut. It gives Asuka specifically a haircut too, so you can get to see that big butt in action. Like, this game has a lot of costumes to like actually be excited for when they come back around, because they actually look quite nice. They're very enjoyable to look at, and also like their color as well. I just wish getting dyes to like do the coloring and stuff like that wasn't so time consuming and also very expensive. Like, just getting a color you really want is like very hard to do sometimes. Because mostly, like, if you want to color your costume specifically, you have to, like, you have to be flexible when you color your costumes. That's, like, a thing I've learned. You have to be ready to, like, change up the way your costume wants to look after a certain point. Also, the fact we can't save, like, you know, a costume color set is kind of annoying. It's like you color it one time and you better like it, because you can't if you change it again, you lose it. Do you guys like the dyeing system?
Asagi, Kenzan.
I would actually quite enjoy that it's like in the game. Oh jeez. Now we're going falling apart. Take it down again, the total eclipse of the heart. Oh, it's not, no, it's not changing it like one color specifically or anything like that. It's picking a specific color instead of having to roll like 3 to 30 times to get a specific color you want for a look you want. Because getting the ability to like dye itself is like really expensive. Because I honestly can't think of very many ways that they have the ability to get dyeing color materials. Because I think you can get them from like the facility. Oh, not exchange facility. It's that thing where it's like the dispatch missions. You can get them from there, but it's like you'll be waiting decades to see any real results from that. Yeah, a gacha color system for a gacha for colors is like really dumb in general. I'm like, why have it in the first place? Because like the fact you have to go buy a level pack to get a meaningful amount of like dye is not good at all. I do not stand for that idea, because now I have to be like, I want to color the entire world if I wanted to. I want to color I want to color all the Taimanin costumes so I can get a nice look that I want. But it's they make it very expensive to do so, and that's no good. Yo Embuto. Oh geez, caught in the crossfire. If I remember correctly, there was a cheat engine table going around that was talking about like, you know, you could use like their cheat engine functions to color the dyes for you could use the cheat engine table to color the costumes whatever color you wanted to. I don't think the table works anymore because I think they did some changes for that. And I was like, I commend someone for making a table to bypass that entire system, but it's the fact that it's like the system is even there in the first place is kind of annoying. Because I like coloring, I really do. That I'm glad that's in the game, we can color our costumes. I don't like the way they implemented it, is what I'm trying to get at. How do you have to buy different hair colors in DOA 6? Is it a premium currency sort of thing, or do you have to win? Is it like a premium currency sort of thing, or what have you? Because I know it's like there's obviously a lot of problems with that. I know DOA 6 has had a plethora of problems during its entire lifetime, but I can only imagine what they've done to like the hair color system to make it like unrevocably bad. Like, man, what do you have to do to piss off your players enough to like to not even play it anymore and then just buy and not be able to buy colors for their hair? Because whenever I think of like buying hair dye or color stuff for the Dead or Alive characters, I always get reminded of like Dead or Alive Extreme 2's suntan system, where you have to consistently keep gifting the girls suntan lotion, and it has to be like during the day, and it's like super duper expensive in terms of resources to do. So it takes like probably 2 or 3 vacations to where you have enough money to where you can do it consistently, and also won the favor for them in general. Like, those games are not good. Those games are absolutely not good games, but they are visual. The women in there are visually beautiful, and that's why people play them. Like, I will say this much: I will never play one of those games on a default setting. There is no reason to do so. Because I played Dead or Alive Extreme 2 for years, and I eventually got used to how the casino system worked, how to back up my save data, how to farm money, and it's like, it is MMO level grinding on like a single player campaign game, and it's a lot of hoping and praying that something works out. Like, I cannot get behind what you're doing there, Itagaki. I cannot. There's our boy, there's our man, there's Tempest. Hello, Dolly. It's only exclusive to the PlayStation 4 version, and it's done with the existing premium ticket system. Each ticket is $1 each, and I guess you have to roll between, you probably have to roll for the ability, you have to roll between a pool of like probably 70 other hair dyes to get the one you want.
Igawa Asagi, Kenzan.
Oh, sorry. Oh, caught my teeth. Having some pork kebabs. Need a little snack. Mmm, delicious. Perfect. I get to start talking again, and now I'm on one of the very hard missions. Okay. I have enough bar? No. Excellent. Activate it, baby. If you revert the hair color back to the original color, which costs 10,000 in-game currency, which is essentially spending another platinum ticket. You need real-world money to change it back to the original hair color. That is absolute bullshit right there. No wonder that game is like dead in the water. Like, the only people I ever see playing Dead or Alive 6 are like people who actually play the fighting game portion of it. They're either like really good and have played for forever, so they have like all the wedding skin costumes, all that sort of stuff, or they're just smart people and use the fucking hacks. In a game that predatory, you shouldn't even bother trying to give them money. Like, obviously, the people who, the Team Ninja people know where the money is with their Dead or Alive characters. That's why Venus Vacation gets, like, all the support. God, I miss Dead or Alive 5 so much. That's a fun game mechanically. And it's also, like, really, it's also really beautiful looking still to this day. Whoa, whoa. Oh yeah, they also get. I remember Dead or Alive 6 has like really weird censoring options. Has weird censoring stuff inside the game, and it looks awful. I remember I was like using Rachel in that game, and she has like her demoness costume has like, you know, her demoness costume shows a lot of skin, but then it makes it look like they gave her like black pants and like a black crop top for her to wear on top of like the demon skin stuff. I'm like, really? Are you serious? This looks terrible. This is 100% horrendous. Serene Pinnacle. Oh, we can't color these? Dang it. Alright, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. You can go look at Asagi. Okay. Yes, their DLC system for 6 is terrible. I think they actually still give DLC support to the console versions of Dead or Alive 6, and there's zero DLC support for the PC version, because obviously people have hacked and modded the will hack and mod those versions to make them like what their own, and obviously not make it the intended version that they wanted to play. Dead or Alive is like in a very weird situation, and it's a very depressing one for sure. Like there is absolutely no semblance of direction there anymore in terms of the fighting game.
Igawa, Asagi, Kenzan.
Dead or Alive 5 will forever maintain. Dead or Alive 5 will probably go down as like the last good Dead or Alive game for a very long time.
Sayonara.
Like good old Ayame and Tina and oh no, I'm forgetting her name because I gotta concentrate again. Oh, I love Hitomi. That's another really great character. Hitomi, Lei Fang, Genfu is another character that I liked as well. Brad Wong is another favorite of mine. Like there are actual men in these games, and they're really cool characters. Like Bass Armstrong's another cool guy, but his daughter's the much more favorable solution. Yeah, Bayman's cool. Yeah, like there's like a whole bunch of really cool stuff in Dead or Alive that absolutely gets forgotten about. Rig, I think I got introduced in 5 as well. 5 does just so much for the game that gets like underrated. Dude, you just shot me. Ventus, I didn't think it would have to be so obvious. Why would I have to mention Ryu Hayabusa, the 100% the best character in the game to this date, and the 100% the best male character in the Dead or Alive series? Seriously, man's totally goated. I have to give mention to the other characters. It's like Yumi in a Senran Kagura contest. Nobody else has a chance compared to Mr. Ryu Hayabusa. I did not forget him. Let me tell you, I did not. All the males of Dead or Alive are bad. That's right. If you don't want males in your Dead or Alive, you can go play Rumble Roses, a game made by the same people. And it's all women all the time. I think it's made by the same people. It's more like an offshoot of the parent of that team is who makes it. I think it's Konami that actually makes that game. Where my man Hayabusa is 100% goated with the sauce, and he brushes it down sexual style. I know exactly what the fuck is up with him. Man doesn't get 3 games, 3 remakes. No, he doesn't get 14 games, and doesn't get totally goated as like the Team Ninja exclusive character that they make 100% S tier in every game that he's in. I love Ryu. He's so good. Enough about the penis game over there in Dead or Alive. Get back on the ladies. Any Tina fans in the chat? Any lovers of the big fat American lady who just knows how to throw down absolute fun wrestling moves? That's a character I think anybody can appreciate and love. Tina is like probably one of my absolute favorites because of that. Because yeah, I'll just talk about Tina for a moment. Tina is just like Tina is one of those characters who is just like a foreign look on American people. That's how Tina was created as. That's what Tina is for. What does Tina do? Okay, Tina is just like she wrestles, she's a drinker, she loves to fight. She knows how to fight really good. She's a good old Southern gal as well. So, well, they portray her as Mr. Southern Lady as well. So it's like perfect. That's how Itagaki sees American people. So that's how he portrays Tina from like day one. And it's absolutely perfect. I am never not happy when I see Tina on screen because she's like so cool. She is absolutely 100% not a meta character, but when you see her in motion, you just can't believe, like, god damn, that looks fun. She's she's one of those style over substance characters for sure. I messed that up. Oh god. Same as Chloe from Shumatsu no Harem, American sexy lady. She's got the meat she's got that American beef for sure. But you know what's really special about that? Well, there's another character as well that I really like, is Hitomi. Hitomi is like a really weird situation because she does Japanese activities like karate and stuff, but she's if I remember correctly, she's part Japanese and also part German. So she lives in Germany, but does stuff for the Dead or Alive tournament for karate. And I was honestly impressed. I'm like, they actually got people to care about Germany so much that people just stan Hitomi to this very day. Like, Mr. Hitomi lover over there on DeviantArt, you are the absolute man for sticking with her for like all these years. I am so impressed. I've never seen one person care about that little German girl so hard. In my old Dead or Alive streams I used to do before, I can't do them again because they all get age rated and instantly taken out. They don't appear in anyone's searches. But those streams are like my absolute favorite. I love posing the girls around and I love taking pictures. Because when I'm not playing these sort of games, that's what I like to do. I love the photo. I love it when a game has the photo mode inside it. Especially if it's a really highly detailed photography mode. Because Dead or Alive has always had traditionally a very detailed photography mode. Like if you know actually how cameras work, how to do composition, it's a very rewarding experience. And you can actually transfer the stuff you learn from actual photography back and forth. It's a very nice situation. Like I think 90% of my time spent in Dead or Alive 5 is just messing around with the girls and posing them. It's either that or I go use Honey Select and pose the Dead or Alive girls in there, and it's like great. It's so good. Here, Raptor, I'll be cheeky about this one. My favorite way to summon things in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the Xyz method. That's a very fun way to summon. It allows you to play Solitaire almost on the same level as Synchros. That's my favorite summoning method. But if you're talking about in terms of a card, though, it's probably Califorts. That's probably my favorite summoning. Alright, one more stage left. And there's Micah, and then we're up to 75. We had 0 deaths up to this point, and then probably we're going to get like probably 5 with this final mission.
Igawa, Asagi,
Kenjo! I wish the private room was as detailed as, had as detailed of a camera system as something like, of Dead or Alive or as Honey Select, where you can adjust like f-stop, focus, more lighting points. Like, I would really, really like that. Because every time I see like private room art for Action Taimanin, it always makes me feel really sad. Because it's like, wow, these girls absolutely, like, these models look kind of pretty nice for the most part. But they deserve better justice than this terrible, terrible camera system. See, that's always a really good portion to separate, like, who is the, who actually plays Dead or Alive 5 and who actually just goes for the photo mode. It's like, yeah. It's like when I got to, when the Virtua Fighter characters came into the game, I was very excited for that, because it's like, all right, we finally get like, we get Sarah Bryant, we're gonna get Pi in there, we're gonna get all those fun Virtua Fighter characters as well, because they're fucking insanely busted. And they're like, Sarah Bryant remains one of the strongest characters to this day, because like, girl's good with the sauce, can't stop her. Yeah, let's go, Micah. Let's go bury her in the backyard in a shallow grave, because she just got fucking owned, son. 75. Let's see how this is going to turn out. The camera in the private room is just always so bad. It's like, I wish you could have better lighting for the models and you could put them in better situations. I'm like, man, really? They really got to be doing this for me? It's like, I absolutely hate doing it in there. But Rachel getting into Dead or Alive 5 was probably the biggest, most important thing to me in that game, because literally 80% of the pictures I've taken in Dead or Alive 5 are just specifically for Rachel. I think actually like my 2 wallpapers for my monitors right now are just Rachel. I love Rachel. She is fantastic. Fantastic character in Ninja Gaiden. Fantastic character in Dead or Alive. Plays really well. One of my favorites. Like, I could just go on and on about her. Similar to like Rinko or Asagi or Astroth or Micah. They're like, she's a character that just like feels good. Feels great even. Dead or Alive 5 has a very extensive photo mode in the default version. I play a modded version that has even more unlocked features for the photo mode. And it's honestly like absolutely crazy with the level of like weird stuff you can do with it, and it's like, it's nice. You can pose characters. They also have default poses and stuff like that as well. It's like, it's great. All right, we're at 75. I have to step up my game, and because I know I'm not going to have enough damage to take them all on. Of course, we said when we got to 75, we'd change your clothes again. So we're going all the way back to White Almighty.
どうこっちもまだ現役で入れるかし
We
ら
gotta activate our Kage form.
こっち
We
も
got all that ready.
現役で入れるかしら
I don't have any healing anymore, so we gotta... Where is that? Because I have a specific build I've been using on 75. I'm sad Bella D didn't get to showcase it when I was using, when he used it on the video that he did for mine, using my Asagi, because it's like, he wasn't using it in the way that it was intended to, because you're supposed to not use the stabbing motion that much. You're supposed to use just your basic attack. That's right, guys. Asagi is pulling her devil trigger. We're gonna spank these kids real good.
使いようってわ
I took the weapon off. I took those
ど
off,
んな武器でも
and now I need
使い
this.
ようってわけね
Do I have everything I need? Yeah, I do. Okay. Can I do that? No, that won't work. Okay. Yeah, Darth Neo, I absolutely love Rachel. I would if I was able to do it, I would end up posting like my entire Twitter for this channel would probably be filled with like dead or alive pictures. I fucking whiffed that entire attack. Holy shit.
さよなら
But now you get to see a full flex damage Asagi. I've been holding back this entire time because I have no reason to hold back on 75. Because if you hold back here, you're just gonna die. So now you get to see Asagi do 396,000 damage crits. Like her life depended on it, because it really does actually. Alright.
水木雪風一番乗りよ
Alright. Here you go, Sakura. Come here. This may take a few attempts. I can feel it. Fucking knew it. Alright, that's one. I'm not surprised there that happened. That's one. Let's do it again. Because I'm trying to use Kojinka to get in there and poke. So I can take out Sakura faster. Because like even my sauce boss Asagi will always have trouble with this because it's generally this is a difficult stage in general. It's tough. It really is. You cannot afford to screw up because you have like the 3 strongest enemies in the game right at your doorstep, and they are broken as hell. Them girls are goated with the sauce. They are absolutely merciless. Ichiban naka yo. don't know how much health Sakura has. Where are you, Sakura? Get out of there. That's it, you nasty bitch. You're fucking done. I hate you so much, Yukikaze. Great, that only took one death. Absolutely perfect. 219. And that's 75 floors, baby. With Miss Asagi Igawa, of course. The unstoppable White Almighty. You gotta love it. Only took one death. Unfortunate, but true. Whew. Alright, we got it at 75. Perfect. That actually took a lot less attempts than I was expecting. Thankfully, Rinko died very quickly after Sakura did on that last invincibility phase. That was great. Oh man, I fucking love it. That's it, Raptor. We're at the top right now. We're at floor 75. We beat all three of those girls using Miss Asagi. Of course, she had to go full devil trigger on those kids to show them what they're all about. Because you don't mess with Asagi. She's number one for a reason. Well, yeah, she's number one because she's always number one slot. She's goated, baby. Number one, baby. Love it. Fantastic. Oh, my God. That could have been a 0 deaths, but it's like, man. I knew when I got caught by, what's it called again? When I got caught by Yukikaze's lightning, I was like, I'm fucked. Those girls gonna burst me down instantly, and they did. I lost like I think I lost like 13,000 health in less than a second. So you cannot absolutely mess around at all. That was good. Whew, that was great. See a little housekeeping there. Finish those up. Put your Kaze back in skill training. Start that over. Excellent. Oh, that's perfect right there. I love that. Principal has to lay the law down at the school, and Asagi just did that. That's perfect. How do you hide that? Alright, we'll hide the deaths counter. There we go. Alright, guys. Thanks for coming by. We're going to stop it on here. That's for sure. We've got, that was a very fun run of Tower for Asagi. That was a very interesting situation for sure. We made it all the way up there with no problems. It only had one death at the end, but that's okay. I expected something like that. But that's how you know Asagi's number one. So I want to thank you all for stopping by. It was a great day today. Fun talking to you guys about the most inane shit, but it made going through the tower a whole lot of fun. And as always, it's been your boy Hardcorn. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
参ったわね。